Hey, this is Wednesday, August 16th, back to school night for the parents. Hi, parents at home. I'm recording so you guys get a chance to go through and see all this. One, for those of you who are actually here with me right now, you're not hallucinating. That is my voice booming into your brain. Just this little thing I'm wearing around it. It's the speaker that's up there. Technology that was donated to me by a kid's family who worked for the company, and they contacted me like, we give one away every year. Would you like it for free? And I was like, you had me at free. It's supposed to be scientifically designed to go around a room and penetrate into a brain so that you have to pay attention to the person speaking. And I'm like, not a problem in my room, but still you had me at free. So that's it. I wasn't going to use it tonight, but the kids asked me, like, you have to torture our parents too. I was like, done. But I figured I'd at least explain it to you so you know why my voice is all weird and booming. Also, they've probably come home and told you stories. They're all true. It's really hard for them to make up stories about my class. They can try, and they'll probably be creative, but it's really hard to top what actually happens. If you ever have questions, one, email me, contact me. I'm happy to answer them. Two, watch the video. I record class, and you can go back and watch it if you really want to be entertained. We've not told the kids about this yet. We have a Heroes Pizza Party coming up September 15th-ish. The idea behind it is, if this is your oldest kid coming through, you might not be aware that they're going to be 8th grade soon, and then high school, and that they're really excited about this whole adulting thing until they start adulting and then realizing they'd much rather be kids. So we help that by embracing this kid thing this year. And so that's where the pizza party comes in. It's sort of like that one big last chance, big group get together. All the kids on the 7th grade Heroes team are invited. We get to hang out, eat pizza together. They get to see each other. We invite all the families of those kids. And so that way you guys get a chance to meet those other kids they talked about. You get to meet those kids' parents. I'll be there. Mrs. Randall will be there. Mrs. Melling will be there. It's 4 weeks or so into school as opposed to 1 week into school, so you're going to know a lot more questions to ask us. I will be sending all of this out again via Remind and via email and stuff like that, but I wanted you to give you a heads up. One, so you knew about it. Two, so you realize we set the pricing up because we want the whole family to come. It was $5 for just the kid, $8 for the whole family. So when they show up in September and tell you they need $5 for the pizza party, you know what's up. If they're trying to get people coming, you're like, what do you mean 8? They're like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. They're going to take off. So we want the whole family to come. Hopefully you have received an email from me already. Hopefully you've received multiple emails from me already. If you haven't, email me because I'll add you onto my weekly list. This is my 19th year of teaching, and one of the big things I picked up in all of that is communication, especially with teenagers, communication. And so in a perfect world, the communication would work where I tell them and they pass the information along to you. We don't live in that world. I also have a daughter who's a 7th grader this year, and as much as we try hard, sometimes that communication breaks down. So I bypass it, and so I will send her information directly to you. And so each week, usually the weekend, I want to get it out before the week starts, I will send you an email that has a list of what's coming up for the week. Any assignments we have coming up, tests, quizzes, projects, main things you should know, apps you're going to need to have, all of that stuff, I just send it out to you to try and make life a little bit easier for you. So it's also a great way for you to stay in contact with me. If you have questions, reply to it. And that way I can get back to you. And I check my email even during the evening time at night. And so if you have questions, it makes it a quick and easy way for you guys to get a hold of me. The other quick and easy way to get a hold of me is Remind, and we'll talk about that in a moment. My website. I use my website a lot. And I was really happy because it was available, www.mrbroviac.com. It wasn't taken. Shocking, I know. And so I use it a lot. I know we're moving to Canvas, but we're not there yet. And during that whole transition phase, my website's awesome already. And so I point you to there. It drove me nuts when my own children came through our school system, when we were at home doing homework, and we couldn't get access to homework because they would leave it at school. As a parent, that drove me bonkers. As a teacher, I can fix that. So I put everything on my website. There's nothing that your kid's going to need to do that's not on my website. If I ever forget something on my website, send me an email. I will apologize, send it to you, and then update it to my website. So everything should be on there at all times. Plus, whenever I give you guys, not you, your kids, well, and you, homework, I give you multiple days to do it. I'm not a person that's one night and then do the next day, because as a kid that drove me nuts. Once again, I'm a teacher, I get control of that. So I'll give them homework and I give you a couple days to get it done and then get it back to me. So hopefully that makes things a little bit easier for you too. Pretty much anything you're going to need at all for my class, you can get from the website. Remind app. I use the Remind app a lot. It is super useful. If you've never used it, I highly recommend it. I know a lot of the teachers here are starting to use it. It allows us to send out little reminders. It's like texting, but sort of just more of a one-way thing. And I'll use it throughout the week to say, hey, don't forget 5 pictures are due tomorrow for the project. Or we have a dance coming up tomorrow, don't forget your money. Or there's a yellow sheet, make sure you read directions. So I'll send out something to them to try and help them out. I had all of them sign up for it this past Monday, so they should be good to go. If you were signed up before Monday, I apologize. You got a lot of really weird messages on Monday. It was a Monday, and the kids were sleepy, and I was trying to make them smile, so I wrote the messages right in front of them, trying to make them giggle, because the whole personality thing, and we sent it out, and then they would giggle. We would giggle about the other classes. We had to read those messages all throughout the day. And then later on, I realized parents had already signed up for the reminder, and you guys are getting spammed with really odd things. Sorry. That's not how I use Remind. I don't send them all throughout the day. That was a one-time thing because we signed up each class period. From here on out, it's just going to be a couple times a week in the evenings, and that'll be it. Oh, if you use the app, instead of just doing the texting thing, the app allows you to reply to me. There's a little feature in there that allows it so you can send me messages, which is an even faster way of getting questions to me. My email I will check, but it doesn't pop up straight to my phone. Remind goes straight to my phone, and that way I can then reply to you. It's like texting, but less creepy. And so that way it sort of makes things a little quicker. If you like have an immediate question, send it to me that way, and I can try to help you guys out from there. My YouTube page. I have a YouTube page. I'm not bragging because I have like different ways of making slime, and I want you guys to all test them out. Last year. I do it because slime and fidget spinners. Still in therapy. And so with the YouTube page, I record my class every day, as you see here, and then I post it on there. It does a couple things. One, it makes things much, much easier when kids are absent, because it drove me nuts when kids were gone, and they'd show up the next day and say, hey, what do we do in your class? I'm like, I can't summarize 40 minutes of awesome into 2 minutes, so it's just not going to happen. So instead, I record class. So now the first thing I say is, did you watch the video? And they'll go, no. And I'll go, poor choice. And then we learn to go from there. Except for some of you whose kids are already addicted to watching the videos over and over again, I apologize, because I'm not nearly as amusing as they seem to think I am when they try to make you watch them. I've already had parents contact me. You're not that funny. I know. I don't think I'm that funny either. For some reason, they do. So that's why I posted up there. Much like you see here, it does not record the class. It just records me. And I tell them that is because, one, there's these things in the world called creepers. And I don't want the creepers coming after them if they see them on the video. So it's only going to record me at all times. And they get worried, like, Mr. Brovicast, aren't you worried about the creepers? I'm like, no, I'm old and furry. That keeps all the creepers away. Don't worry about it. And I also say, the other big thing is, the iPad's only going to record important stuff in class. And I go, and I just let it hang. I'm like, I'm like, yeah. So that's why they don't show up on the video, so it's just going to be me. And then I do once again apologize if they end up making you watch the videos. But if you ever have a question about what we're doing in class or what's going on or they need to review something, even if they weren't absent, they can go back and watch it. Or if they're having trouble grasping something we're doing, go back and watch it. And it makes things much easier. Same thing with homework. I'll put the directions up there. If they didn't write it down or they don't want to go to my website, watch the video, hit pause, they'll be good to go. The iPads. When we switched to the one-to-one, the whole thing, I was all gung-ho about technology and fully embraced it, went fully digital. And the kids hated it. Turns out kids actually like using pens and paper and writing stuff down, and my little teacher heart was so excited. And so I've pulled back quite a bit. We use the iPads, but just for certain things and not for everything. And it seems to make them much, much happier. And the happier they can be, the more work they do, and then we get along much better. Your goal today was to sort of get an idea of my personality. This didn't give it to you. There's a YouTube channel. And so, other than that, I have handouts. If you want to be a parent chaperone for Camp Tecumseh, I can hook you up with that. Otherwise, one period left, you can make it.